Welcome to today's video, Rising from the Ashes, the inspiring story of Sarah Evans. This is a story about resilience, courage, and unwavering determination. A story that shows us how, even in the face of immense loss, we can rise stronger and find purpose through the toughest challenges life throws at us. Sarah Evans was an ordinary woman with extraordinary dreams. She grew up in a close-knit family and had a passion for creating things with her hands. By the time she was in her 20s, she had started her own small business, crafting handmade furniture and home decor. Her business quickly gained a loyal following, and Sarah's pieces were known for their beauty, craftsmanship, and attention to detail. 4 years, Sarah's life seemed to be on the perfect track. She was doing what she loved, her business was growing, and she had just gotten engaged to her longtime boyfriend, Alex. They were planning their future together, excited about the life they were building. But then, without warning, everything changed. One summer evening, a devastating fire swept through the workshop where Sarah had spent countless hours building her dream. In the span of a few hours, she lost everything: her inventory, her tools, and the space where her creativity had flourished. The fire didn't just take away her business. It took away her livelihood, her passion, and the foundation of her future. In the days that followed, Sarah struggled to comprehend the enormity of her loss. She felt like everything she had worked so hard for had turned to ashes, leaving her with nothing. The emotional toll was overwhelming, and the financial burden was crushing. Sarah felt like her dreams had burned down along with her workshop. Many people told her to walk away, to start over in a different field, to find a job that was more stable and secure. And for a while, Sarah considered it. She felt defeated, like the fire had taken away more than just her workshop. It had taken away her purpose. But something deep inside her refused to let go. She had always been a fighter, and this was no different. Sarah knew that giving up on her dream would be the easy way out. But she wasn't looking for easy. She was looking for meaningful. After weeks of soul-searching, Sarah made a decision. She wasn't going to let the fire define her future. She was going to rebuild. The road to recovery was long and grueling. With little money and no insurance to cover the damages, Sarah started from scratch. She took on odd jobs, borrowing tools wherever she could, slowly piecing her business back together. She worked long hours, often late into the night, fueled by a burning desire to rise from the ashes of her tragedy. She refused to let her passion die. In those difficult months, Sarah learned more about herself than she ever had before. She learned that true strength comes from within, that no external event, no matter how devastating, could take away her determination. She realized that while the fire had destroyed her workshop, it had not destroyed her vision, her creativity, or her will to succeed. With the help of friends and family, Sarah began to rebuild her business. She started small, selling her handmade furniture at local markets and online. Word spread quickly, and soon, her loyal customers returned, inspired by her story of resilience and perseverance. Sarah's work gained even more recognition than before, not just for its beauty but for the story behind it. Over the next few years, Sarah's business grew beyond what she had ever imagined. She opened a new, bigger workshop, this time designed with fireproof safety measures. Her products were featured in national magazines, and she received invitations to showcase her work at prominent design exhibitions. But more than the financial success or the recognition, what Sarah cherished most was the sense of purpose she had regained. Sarah's journey was not just about rebuilding a business. It was about rebuilding herself. The fire that had once seemed like the end of everything became a turning point in her life. It forced her to dig deeper, to find strength she didn't know she had, and to recommit to her passion in a way she never thought possible. Today, Sarah Evans is not just a successful businesswoman. She's a symbol of resilience, of what it means to rise from the ashes of failure and tragedy. She uses her platform to inspire others who have faced loss or hardship, sharing her story and reminding them that no matter how dark things may seem, there's always a way to rebuild, to rise again. Sarah's story is a powerful reminder that life's greatest challenges can lead to our greatest victories. It's not about avoiding hardship, it's about how we respond when it happens. The fire that destroyed her workshop could have destroyed her dreams, but instead, it sparked something far greater. It showed her that she was capable of so much more than she ever realized. As we reflect on Sarah's journey, let it remind us that no setback is final. The path to success is often paved with obstacles, but those obstacles are what shape us, teach us, and ultimately lead us to our greatest achievements. Sarah's story is a testament to the fact that, even in the face of overwhelming loss, we can find the strength to rise again, stronger and more determined than before. To anyone watching this who feels like they're facing their own fire, whether it's the loss of a job, a dream, or something you've worked your whole life for, remember Sarah's story. Remember that no matter how much you've lost, you haven't lost your ability to fight, to rebuild, and to rise. Your greatest victory might just be on the other side of your greatest challenge. Thank you for watching today's video. As you move forward in your own journey, hold on to the belief that you can rise from any setback. The road to success is never easy, but it's always worth it. Stay strong, keep moving forward, and don't let anything stand in the way of your dreams. As Sarah continued to build her business, she encountered new challenges along the way. It wasn't as if the road suddenly became smooth after she made the decision to rebuild. In fact, there were moments when it seemed like the obstacles were stacking up one after another. Supply chain issues, fluctuating markets, even personal struggles with burnout. But by this point, Sarah had developed a mindset of resilience that wouldn't allow her to back down. One of the most defining moments of her journey came a few years after she had reopened her workshop. Sarah had been invited to participate in a major international design competition, something she had never imagined when she first started making furniture in her small garage. The opportunity was huge, and the exposure could catapult her business to new heights. But there was a catch. The time frame for completing the designs was impossibly tight, and the competition required an entirely new collection that Sarah had never created before. Many of her peers and even close friends advised her not to take the risk. They warned her that the pressure of such a large competition could be overwhelming, that she might not have enough time to create something worthy of international recognition. But just like the time when people told her she should give up after the fire, Sarah knew she had to trust her instincts and push forward. She had learned that fear was often the greatest enemy of progress, and the only way to silence fear was to take action. For the next few months, Sarah immersed herself completely in her work. She spent long hours in her workshop, experimenting with new materials, creating innovative designs, and pushing the boundaries of her own creativity. There were days when the pressure seemed too much, days when she doubted whether she could pull it off. But each time she felt doubt creeping in, she reminded herself of the fire and how far she had come since that dark time. With each new design she created, Sarah felt herself growing, not just as an artist, but as a person. She was no longer the same woman who had been devastated by the loss of her workshop. She had evolved into someone who saw challenges as opportunities to grow, someone who refused to be limited by external circumstances. The day of the competition finally arrived, and Sarah showcased her collection alongside some of the biggest names in the design world. Her pieces stood out, not just for their craftsmanship and beauty, but for the story behind them. Judges and spectators alike were moved by Sarah's journey, and her work was seen as a reflection of her perseverance and spirit. In a moment that seemed almost surreal, Sarah's collection was announced as the winner of the competition. It was a moment of triumph, not just for her business, but for her entire journey. As she stood on that stage, accepting the award, Sarah felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude, not for the trophy or the recognition, but for the journey itself. Every setback, every hardship, every moment of doubt had led her to this moment. The fire that once seemed like the end of her dream had, in fact, been the beginning of something much greater. After the competition, Sarah's business soared to new heights. She was featured in magazines, received offers from high-end retailers, and became a sought-after designer in the industry. But despite all the success, Sarah remained grounded. She never forgot where she came from or the struggles that had shaped her. She continued to share her story with others, speaking at events, mentoring young entrepreneurs, and using her platform to inspire those facing their own setbacks. Sarah's journey teaches us a powerful lesson about the nature of success. It's not about the accolades or the money or the fame. It's about the person you become along the way. True success comes from the willingness to keep moving forward, even when the road is hard, even when everything seems to be working against you. It's about the resilience to rise from the ashes and the courage to dream bigger than ever before. As we reflect on Sarah's story, ask yourself, what obstacles are you facing right now? What challenges are standing in the way of your dreams? And most importantly, how will you choose to respond? Will you let those challenges stop you, or will you use them as fuel to push you further? Sarah could have let the fire destroy her dream forever. She could have accepted defeat and walked away. But instead, she chose to rise. And in doing so, she discovered a strength and resilience she never knew she had. Her journey reminds us all that no matter how difficult things may seem, there is always a way forward. You just have to be willing to find it. So, to everyone watching this today, remember, the fire you face today may be the spark that ignites your greatest success tomorrow. Don't be afraid of failure or setbacks. Embrace them, learn from them, and let them push you towards something even greater. Thank you for joining us in today's video. Let Sarah's story be a reminder that no dream is ever truly lost, as long as you have the courage to rebuild. Keep going, stay strong, and never stop believing in your ability to rise.